Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof! Hi, I am Michael Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, we couldn't stop playing that one game, now we can't stop playing this game. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 reviews for Switch are out, and Doug Bowser is retiring. But first, Jeff, how's it going, buddy?
Yeah, it's going pretty good. Busy. I haven't talked about it on content. I did have to say goodbye to my kitty cat this week, Nico Mumu, and it kind of happened real sudden. So, been dealing with some emptiness around the house, some spots where I would go and like just see him. He's not there. That's been rough, but it was a nice, long, happy life. He was a good boy. But other than that, doing real well, kind of hanging in there, and just spending time with the kids and spending time with the family, and that's been nice.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I'll tell you what, the next time I play Hades 2 and I see that cat, I'm going to pet it and not roll my eyes even a little bit.
That's big of you, dude. I really appreciate that. That's really nice.
Well, your baseball team was better than mine today. You got that.
That's something. Them actually holding on to a lead against the Guardians throughout an entire game. That's different. They're trying something different as a team right now, and that's interesting to see. That Scuba was pitching. He had 14 goddamn strikeouts. You got to win that one. So I guess we'll see what happens next. I suppose it's nice that we'll get at least one game in Detroit for that team. But yeah, we'll see, Mike. We'll see. Actually, is that even how it works in this round? You know what? I don't even know if that's how it works in the wild card round. I think all three games actually might be in Cleveland because you guys have home field the entire time.
I have no idea how that works. I'm just thinking about one game at a time. I'll tune in tomorrow. I know all of our games will be early because we're the Guardians in Detroit. So they'll do the Yankees at night or what have you. Gosh, I just hope. I hope we don't go through all of this, Jeff, just so that it's the Dodgers and Yankees in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
Super Bowl, the World Series, excuse me.
I know. I mean, that's the thing. There are like 5 or 6 really like feel good stories in the postseason of baseball right now, which almost guarantees it's going to be the Dodgers and the Yankees, right? When there's that many potential feel good stories, it's like no, they're all going to crash and burn, and it's just going to be the most obvious shit ever once again.
Exciting stuff. Well, we'll keep an eye out on the baseball. So at least one of our teams is going to make it to the next round.
That's right. Yeah, at the very least. Last year, it was bad because both our teams did make it to the next round. That's where we faced each other, and then the Tigers lost. But yeah, that was nice to see.
All right, got to see them win a game. All right, why don't we get into it? We got some stories here. Hey, I know a lot of video games are out right now. If everyone probably feels overwhelmed, some of you may not want to think about the Mario Galaxy games at the moment. But boy, even with everything happening, I still want to think about the Mario Galaxy games.
Me too.
I like those quite a bit. So what's interesting is when you talked about this earlier, I think the Open Critic score is at an 86.
That was early. It was like 15 reviews. What's happening now?
22 reviews, and somehow it's at an 81 now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, wow. So that was like 5 more reviews, and what were they all like in the 60s? That's wild. Okay, fair enough.
I don't know how that math happened. Gosh, that seems, even when I'm looking at it, it doesn't seem to make sense because I guess, I don't know, looks like a lot of 9s. The general consensus seems to be that, hey, yeah, it's Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. They are amazing games. The graphical updates are even a bit more than you expect, but there still isn't much here. There's not like new modes. And, the pointer stuff just doesn't work as well as it did on a Wii. Right. When you had, those things are designed for pointing at the screen. You can kind of approximate that in various ways here, but you can't duplicate it exactly right. But I got through Galaxy 1 with their kind of makeshift things very well. Okay, I wonder if there's actually a math problem, Jeff. I'm looking at OpenCritic right now, and it's registering a review as 0.8 out of 10.
Yeah, I just saw that too. I was just looking at that. That's got to be a big part of it. Yeah.
I think OpenCritic has a math problem right now. I don't think it's actually. I got to the. Look at me. I still have the journalist spirit in me. I just don't take facts at face value. I investigate it. I give myself a gold star.
Well, let's see. Yeah, okay, you're right. So I clicked through on that. Let's see. It's a review from Level Up, which looks like a Spanish, like actually from Spain website. They gave it an 8.0, and it is registered as a 0.8 out of 10. So less than a 1 out of 10 on OpenCritic. That's wrong, and it's probably throwing things off. It's probably throwing things off a lot.
Yeah, because on Metacritic, the average score is an 88 out of 44 reviews. So I'm winning more reviews also. So okay. Look, they're the Galaxy games. Again, the only criticism is, maybe they could do more here.
The price. A lot of reviews are bringing up the price. And, the price doesn't always come up in reviews. Big part of that is a lot of reviewers, like all these reviewers, got the game without having to pay for it, which is not something that I'm like complaining about or something. I understand how it works, and I'm fine with it. And I think most people get it. There is the occasional out of the ordinary thing where the price really will come into factor, and it's when it's like everyone's talking about it, and everyone's talking about it with this package here of $70 for 2 games that are relatively old. You and I think we both talked like we're going to get this thing at this price. If we don't get the review code, which I'll probably just end up buying this thing tomorrow night when it launches. I get it, and yet I'm ready still to play these games. I think I've just accepted. Like, I go out and get my food for my family all the time, and the prices have gone up on everything. I'm at a point where it's just like everything is this expensive. $40 for one of these games, that's how much I pay to feed my family one night. So I'm just not feeling it all that much. That's like
what you're
I'm used to it.
Is that you're willing to take food off your families to buy Mario Galaxy.
Fucking Mario Galaxy? You're kidding me? Absolutely.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, even with all this stuff happening, like, I'm in the middle of Hades 2. I really want to play Evilise Chronicles. So even though I usually like to stick with one game, Jeff, I might be bouncing between Hades and Evilise Chronicles. And even still, with those two already in the rotation, once Galaxy 2 is here, I think I'm going to drop everything and, play that a good bit. Just kind of at least play through the campaign, not get every star, but do that. I like this game a lot. I was just looking at my top 100 games list. That is number 14 for me, Super Mario Galaxy 2. Oh, just beating Kingdom Hearts 2. Congratulations.
Yeah, I wonder if I could if I type in 100 games, if my list will come up. Now I'll have to actually search for it. I know it's in my top 100. It's a really good game.
I don't want to see any of these motherfuckers out there talking shit to Galaxy 2 because I'm gonna lose it. I'm not ready for that discourse because people's gonna talk shit about this game and it's not right.
Yeah, I mean, so far there's always are some people, but the complaints are generally, at least from what I saw, talking about things like that price, like there not being enough features or control options. I don't think too many people are like reevaluating Mario Galaxy and be like, just not worth the hype, everybody, actually. Yeah. So now, they've come for Super Metroid, they've come for Mario 64, they get to all of them eventually, so we'll see.
Yeah, I wonder if there's like a cutoff around the Galaxy games of like, well, this is basically a modern game. There's not that much difference between this and what we're playing today. Whereas, like, Mario 64, they look at it like that looks old to them. So it's like it's easy to spot the things you don't like when you are already looking at something that is before your time. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure that we will get some of that backlash at some point for these games.
Okay, now release these and please give me my Metroid Prime 2 and 3. I'm like, even trying to hold out through October before I have the Prime hack ready to go, right? I'm ready to just play those games. But I'm like, okay, October, I got other things to play. I'll play some spooky games. I'll give it just a little bit more. But come November 1st, I am just going to be playing through Metroid Prime 2 and 3, prioritize over everything else in my gaming life. Even whatever stupid 2025 games I haven't caught up on. Nothing's going to be more important to me than playing through Prime 2 and Prime 3.
Yep, I will jump right onto Prime 3. That's the one I really want to spend some time with. I hope that happens. And if it doesn't, I'll Prime Hacks it as well. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Doug Bowser is retiring. How do you say Devin?
Yeah,
Pritchard?
Devin Pritchard, I think. Yeah.
I'm too stupid wrestling brain. I want to be Devon. Devin Pritchard is to succeed as Nintendo of American president. So yeah, Doug Bowser is retiring at the very end of the year, right? So Bowser joined in 2015, became president in 2019. Pritchard joined the company in 2006. Was in charge of marketing actually until then the VP of Revenue in Marketing and Consumer Experiences. Actually, this will be Nintendo's first female president. And also Satoru Shibata is going to become the CEO of Nintendo of America. So, is this surprising, Jeff? Do you think is this something we're going to see a difference with in any way?
I mean,
leadership.
I think the only difference we might see, and I think this is something you might have said on the Bombcast today, is that like if Doug Bowser had a lower profile than the previous president, Reggie Fils-Aimé, then there will probably be a even lower profile here, because I don't think that's something Nintendo seems to be wanting to lean into in the current state right now. I think they're happy to sort of let Nintendo of America fade into the background, and when the directs happen, you put out Koizumi or a handful of other very important Nintendo figures from Japan, and you don't necessarily need to lean on a charismatic salesman in America. And that doesn't seem to be Devin Pritchard in the first place. She seems like a very sturdy sort of internal leader who has a good grasp, a firm grasp on understanding the business and getting the most out of the decisions that are made at Nintendo of America, and not necessarily being like the public relations person in charge or anything like that. So that's probably the only real change I would expect to see. She has a lot of history working with Nintendo's marketing team, a lot of history working with Nintendo's legal team. Those are the things Nintendo of America do, and so they'll do even more of that under her.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think we won't notice too much. You have to say that Nintendo of America is kind of largely a law firm, right?
Yep.
And I think they're going. I don't think they're going to suddenly become less litigious or anything like that.
No, I think that is sort of a machine unto itself, where Nintendo of America just has a long history of hiring a lot of very, very good lawyers, and those lawyers want to stretch their legs and exercise their skills and kind of go out there and make a name for themselves inside of Nintendo. There's been a lot of history of people doing that and moving up the ranks and getting very big, important jobs, including eventually Nintendo of America president, like Howard Lincoln. So yeah, I think that machine is going to continue to hum, the legal litigious machine of finding people to sue and reasons to sue them. That won't be going anywhere.
There is I kind of mentioned before, Evil Elise Chronicles, that's the Final Fantasy Tactics sort of remake / remaster. Those reviews came in too, and if you look at just the 10 reviews on Metacritic that are for the Nintendo version, that's at an 88, which is also what the game is for PlayStation 5, so you don't have to worry about.
Good.
Seemingly, it looks like it's a good port.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, so boy, am I excited for this. I've been waiting for an excuse to finally play Final Fantasy Tactics.
Same.
The Evil Elise Chronicles. I know you're a fan of the GBA game. So I mean, even with everything going on with gaming and it just becoming flooded with tons of things to play, is this a big priority for you?
Yeah. So I am a huge fan of the Final Fantasy Tactics Advance game for the Game Boy Advance. And the reason I liked that game so much was the gameplay. I always liked the idea of strategy tactical RPGs. I had never really played one before that game. And the idea of like having a tile-based grid and moving characters around and having the guys to get in close and the archers and kind of building your lines and then having positioning really matter, all that stuff really just slots into my brain like a round peg or whatever. And I don't remember much of the story. I remember it being pretty throwaway, pretty forgettable. There was the snowball fight early. I think that's in that one. It's in one of them.
That's in GBA. Yeah, that's
yes.
GBA. That's the snowball fight.
The snowball fight was
and then you go into a book. It's a mist-like.
It's a mist. Yes, it's a mist-like. It's very cute. And then I thought the characters were like fun. I remember thinking that. My understanding for Final Fantasy Tactics OG, the Evil Elise Chronicles, now is the subtitle, is it has an incredible political story that is ever relevant and might be especially relevant in this moment. And they have sort of gone back and treated that really reverently and given it a new voice acting that's really apparently very good. And I'm absolutely in the mood to pair up that gameplay with a story that is probably much better than the one that I had in the Game Boy Advance game. And I think that's the reason when people say, oh no, the Game Boy Advance game's okay, the original one's great. I think they're usually talking about the story, and I'm not one that I like the gameplay. That's what I come to these for. But I am in the mood for some good writing, and I bet this one's gonna have some really good stuff. So yeah, it's absolutely a priority for me. I was just thinking about I should get the Switch out and see about buying this thing, but I'm gonna go ask for a code. There's so many games I'm buying right now. I'd like to save some money, maybe here or there. But yeah, I want to play this on the Switch too, so I'm gonna be popping it up on there.
I will absolutely be doing the same thing. All right, Jeff, that's it for our big headlines. Why don't we take a quick break? We'll come back. We got some super chats to get through.
Fantastic.
All right, we are back. Jeff, let's hear from those super chats.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's start here with Simon from Saskatchewan, who says, any plans to do another Phasmophobia stream? Because the last one was hella fun. Maybe this time you can get Christian to help. Jeff must be in VR again. That's right. I did do that in VR. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I would like to do that.
Well, it's like there's so many new games that even like UPF, which is usually we can goof around, do whatever. There's some pressure to play new releases on there now, right?
Absolutely.
Like, we're doing, we're doing Lego Party on there, which is, we definitely want to play that. But yeah, it's like even the slots just to be goofy idiot goobers. But I would like to do Phasmophobia. I would really like to do Peak again, honestly. I really enjoyed Peak.
That's not a horror game, you know?
Yeah,
I know,
but we want to play it we want to beat it before the end of the year, though.
It's a friend swap game, I know. It could be scary. It's scary to fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, if Phasmophobia happens, I'll help you. I'll help you hunt. I'm the Christian here, so I'll help you exorcise those demons.
That's right. The demons can't hurt you. You're a real Christian. Simon from Saskatchewan's back. It says, I'd be interested in seeing Jeff try and play the NES Robin Hood game again. Game also confused the hell out of me and my brother. Liked that 90s film. Yeah, I loved that movie as a kid for sure. It was definitely one of those ones where it's like I liked it as a kid, thought it was really hokey in like high school by the time I was like graduating from high school, and then came back around on it. Was like, no, this is fun. It's stupid fun. So yeah, I like that movie a lot, and that's why we rented that game. I'd be willing to try that again. I might bring Mike along to help Sherpa me. I bet he would also be a little bit confused, but I think we could figure it out together.
I was actually very recently listening to that main theme from that,
of course,
Robin Hood Prince of Thieves movie. It has an amazing main theme.
Yeah, Bryan Adams,
incredible
right?
Score.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about the orchestral one, to be clear.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's also.
Right, I don't think so. No, I'm talking about the stuff played by instruments.
Yes, that's also very good for sure. Yes, I like that music as well. But I think about Everything I Do It For You by Bryan Adams.
That was from Prince of Thieves?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Absolutely.
Incredible.
There's like a 90s action movie music video with like clips from the movie for that song. Like that's the music video for that song. It's incredible. Simon from Saskatchewan's back for the third one in a row here. It says, Mike, ever play Brain Lord? I loved renting it.
Brain Lord. This sounds familiar. This is one of these. Okay. No, I thought maybe it was a point-click adventure game. This is an action role-playing game developed by Produce with an exclamation mark, published by Enix for the Super Nintendo. It was released in North America. No, I like the box art of this a lot with its weird, creepy floating castle. Yeah, I've never played it before. It kind of has some highlight vibes. Perhaps that's where this is coming from, actually. Yeah. No, never played Brain Lord. I like that it's called Brain Lord.
That's a good name, yes.
Yeah, I like that it's called Brain. Oh man, it's a late-ish NES game too, October 1st, 1994.
Oh, whoa, okay. 94 is late.
Let's go. Only 3 reviews from Game Rankings. Electronic Game Monthly gave it an 8, a 7, a 7, an 8, and a 7. Why 5? But yeah, sure. Okay.
Dan just said in chat that him and Bonk just watched Johnny Mnemonic for the first time. He said that movie's stupid as hell. I'm trying to remember, like, what was the storage size, Dan, of the file in his brain or whatever? Was it like 200 megabytes or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just some
Yeah, fuck them back then. Then.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's just funny to hear now.
A bar I used to like had a Johnny Mnemonic pinball machine. That's all of Johnny Mnemonic I've actually ever been exposed to. I've never seen the movie. I like saying the Johnny Mnemonic though. It's fun.
Yeah, he's okay. He has 160 gigabytes, but he puts
holy shit.
But he puts 320
That's
gigabytes in there. Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, it's too much. He's wait.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's not like overcharging a battery. You can't just put more storage than can be held. Well, is that like the plot? Like it's too dangerous. It's not dangerous. It's impossible.
Well, it's the human brain, right? So maybe they're like, oh, we found some extra space in here, but maybe it's the dangerous part of the brain to store data. You don't know.
Yeah, it's going over the motor function.
he starts baby stepping. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. What's that, Christian?
I watched Hackers over the weekend, and when Angelina Jolie is explaining her upgrades to the laptop she has, it's like, I have 128 megabytes of RAM, and the guy is like, you could hack the world with that. It's like, holy shit, bro.
Yeah, the one character that was just like looking at her laptop. Oh no, I'm thinking of Mission Impossible. In the first Mission Impossible, when Ving Rhames gets his laptop and he's like, I'm trying to get a prototype one. He's like a 586, which is like supposed to be the one after the 386 and the 486. But I don't think they did a 586. They did a Pentium instead. So that's always a fun one to see as well. All right, Kitty Cat Man 93 says, from the people who brought you Madden, NFL, Battlefield, Need for Speed, and 9/11. Yep. It's wild out here, everybody. It's
crazy.
We're dealing with a lot. It is crazy.
Hey, do you know that Pete Davidson is going to that comedy thing?
Yeah,
in Saudi Arabia?
Right. It's like he forgave them.
People who kill his dad.
Yep. Chris Pratt says, so psyched to see my friend Jared entering the world of gaming. We play Mario Kart all the time, and he loves throwing those tupas. Jesus Christ, Chris Pratt. I'm glad you fixed your name with 3 T's, Chris Pratt. Yeah, I'm sure. Listen, can you just tell him to maybe go get another hobby and leave video games alone, please, dear God?
It's time to get into protein powder or whatever these fucking idiots get into. I don't know.
Yeah. Did that EMP match happen on WWE yet? Have you heard about that?
EMP?
Yeah, so WWE partnered with a bracelet company or maybe it's EMFs, like electronic magnetic.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because EMP is an electronic magnetic pulse.
Right. I'm thinking electromagnetic field. They're partnering with a company that sells bracelets that stops EMFs. Actually, it doesn't stop EMFs. It takes those squiggly lines of the EMF and straightens them out so it's safe for the human body. And you'll never guess which wrestler is one of their spokespeople. It's AJ Styles. They're having a match where they're putting 4 of these fucking things on the corners of the ring, and it's like, it's going to stop electromagnetic fields from getting to the wrestlers.
How will that, excuse me.
Yeah, please.
How will that be different from a normal wrestling match?
Fuck if I know. What the hell? Oh man, wrestlers are so fucking stupid, dude. Oh my god, the guy fucking rocks the brains.
It's becoming too much.
It's
becoming too much how stupid they are. Actually,
this is the one where I really want to sit them down and just tell them right to their face how fucking stupid they are. Holy shit!
Look, let's go, guys. We're gonna need some better brines to come to terms with the moment right now. We can't be having the people who are wearing the EMF bracelets, right? Like this can't be our concern at the moment with everything happening. They love RFK over WWE.
Yeah.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They actually do. Is the problem?
They really do. That's not a joke. Yeah.
Stephanie McMahon was just speaking from the White House today with Trump there. So,
next match is gonna be a raw milk match. Can't wait for that one.
Chrono Rig writes in and says, with Satoru Shibata coming from Europe, I hope he can bring over the same type of pre-order bonuses they get in Europe and bring them to the United States. Yeah, I guess I'm not familiar with the kinds of pre-order bonuses they get in Europe.
Europe was getting something better than us? What the hell?
What the hell? I doubt it. I bet a lot of that has to do with logistics and shipping, and Europe has a more central, a lot of more centralized shipping things. It's just easier to send things throughout Europe for the most part. And the United States is kind of big and sprawling, and then we have a lot of fun things like tariffs that make stuff like that even more expensive. So I doubt he's going to be able to do anything like that.
You want my beans? I got beans over here. You want it?
No,
I can sell you some beans.
no,
I got
please.
some magic bean. I got magic beans from what was his name? Not Rumpelstiltskin. It was backwards with a cipher from Ifkov Grofrom. I got magic beans from him, and I went to see a giant and killed him and took his magic chest.
Fahoko gods? Is that what it was?
The Hogo gods, yeah. That's it. You got it.
Let's see here from EP Idiot Box. My cat is hospitalized until Thursday. I'm sorry, EP Idiot Box. And I began sobbing at word of your loss. Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry to make you feel that right in this moment. Losing a pet is awful. Sorry, bud. I'll try to make Mike mad if it helps. Oh, that would always help. Absolutely. Thank you for the kind words. I'm so sorry your kitty's in the hospital. Hopefully everything goes well and you're able to get your friend back as soon as possible.
Just hoping for the best.
EP Idiot.
And I'm not mad. Don't tell the papers I was mad.
EP Idiot Box is back, says, where the hell are our mugs? GB mugs, to be clear.
I'm mad. I'm mad.
The Drum Kid 92 says, so with Silicon Valley fuckos focusing on a 996 work week, I expect both of you to follow suit. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week of the Man Breaker. Look, that sounds good to me, actually. If I could just play that until I beat it, I'd be much happier. Actually, I'd be miserable, but once I was finished with it, I'd be happy.
Is this a real thing? Is this how they're countering
I'm sure
Europeans talking about the 4-day weekends? Like, actually, it's the other thing. We need to work on Saturday.
Of course.
What?
Yeah. I mean, they're like,
cool.
They're the kinds of guys that write books about the 4-hour work week for them, and then the 996 work week for everyone that works for them. Yeah.
Aren't they making AI or something anyways? Like, didn't they think AI was going to take over jobs? Why do we need to work more?
And the thing is, they're getting rid of the H-1B visas, where it's like actually all the smart people from all the other countries come here and do these jobs. And now we can't have that anymore. So we need the handful of Americans that are smart enough to do these jobs to actually just work constantly, or else we won't be able to keep up. And they're not going to be able to keep up. Ryan Allen writes in, says, my Final Fantasy Tactics money went to the Age of Wonders 4 Season 3 announced today. Play this for Mega Man, Mike. It's the best current 4K game right now. Have you ever played any Age of Wonders?
No, I've never touched those games, actually. I'm going to look it up.
Age of Wonders 4.
I did do a little bit of a spree, which, for the autumn Steam sale, which of course means that I spent $15 on a bunch of games. Gosh, look at this. Yeah. Okay, so it's a 4X. It's like a fantasy 4X thing.
Yes.
Huh.
Man,
50% off. Oh, this is tempting. I bought so many.
You should check Endless Legends 2 also.
Add this to my wish list.
Isn't Endless Legends 2 like people aren't happy with that one? I could be mixed.
Yeah,
I could
it's
be
early
mistaken.
access and people it's not. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not happy. I played the demo. I really like the demo.
Here's what I picked up on the Steam sale. Tomb Raider Anniversary, Tomb Raider Legend, and Tomb Raider Underworld. I got those three ones.
Okay.
That trilogy,
Sure.
relatively cheap. Full Throttle Remaster, which somehow I didn't have that on Steam, and it was super cheap. I'm like, okay, I just want this on Steam instead of Game Pass or whatever.
Right.
Bad Mojo Redux. This is that FMV kind of a mist-like, but you're a cockroach. We're gonna play this on the Monday slot some point, everybody. It's gonna be great. Middle-earth Shadow of War. I actually never played Shadow of War. As much as I like Shadow of Mordor, as much as I like Lord of the Rings, I just didn't get the Shadow of War.
Right.
So at some point I'd like to do that, and it was super cheap. And then just because it was cheap, and I'm like, this sounds nice. Transport Fever 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to build trains and bus routes and ferries and things like that.
Hell
so,
yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to get into city planning and whatnot.
Yeah, do it. Oh, man, I'm really excited about that. That'll be fun. You should do that for a Mega Man as well at some point.
I'm sure. Yeah, it was kind of like some Mega Man shit right on the Steam, so that's what it is. Yeah.
All right, let's see here I scrolled and it went all the way down. From El Grug. Didn't Pikmin 1 and 2 come out like a month before Pikmin 4? I'm holding out hope and will blame Mike November 1st if it doesn't happen. Zebus. Yeah, I think that's why we are still we still have a little bit of hopium, because there is a chance with that game coming out in December that maybe for some reason they're still holding back 2 and 3 until something like November. Why wouldn't they just announce it? I guess.
Right.
I don't know. No good reason. So maybe they aren't actually holding it back, but I still have a little bit of hopium.
Right. Like, it could happen. I'm not expecting it to happen.
Yeah. Cody Owens says he thinks Pikmin 1 and 2 came out like 2 months after 4. I guess that's also possible, but I don't know.
Boy, I'd be really annoyed if they released them after. So it's like, at that point, actually don't.
Yeah.
You know what? You had so long to get.
If you're going to be a dick about it, just come on. Just don't even try. Chrono Rig is back. It says, "Hey, dogs, remember when Howard Lincoln went to Russia and was in a high-stakes car chase? Laughing my ass off. I feel like all Nintendo lawyers try to be that. Lol." Yes, I think about that constantly in the Tetris movie where they had Howard Lincoln in fucking Moscow in a high, like a very tense car chase. An incredible thing to do.
Movie. Shit, I should have seen that.
I watched it again like a couple weeks ago because it's a fun sit. If you really want to know the history of Tetris, you should go watch the Gaming Historian's excellent Tetris documentary, or you go watch go play the Tetris game that Digital Eclipse put out a few months ago or whatever. But the Tetris movie is a lot of fun, and that car chase is absurd when you think if you have any idea who Howard Lincoln is, it's an absurd thing to think about. All right. Oh, Grugg's back. It says, Mike's Impreg revelation for Game Mess Hall of Fame. Mike, what?
Yeah, I was streaming and somebody's name was like something Mpreg, and I was like, oh, why is that video file called that anyways? I don't know what is it, what, right? And then everyone freaked out. I was like, what's going on? And then I kind of put together, oh, Mpreg is not Mpeg. And I was able to guess pretty quickly what Mpreg probably meant.
I know about it because of Sonic.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Big Fresh 37 says, you guys play any Game Duel yet? Game Duel.
So this is game. Oh, sorry,
yeah,
go ahead, Christian.
That's the game I play with you. Remember that I used to
guess the cover,
stream
right?
here?
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay, yes. Oh, right. Wordle, but Game Duel. Okay, I get it. Yeah, we played it a while ago. I like those kinds of games. We should play some more. Antonio Morales says, I missed when Mike used to go big eyes when someone said they beat it, and then they have just a defeated sad face here. He got called out too many times by Dan, I think. So he's like I'm just over it.
You know, yeah. I mean, we gotta find new bits. Look, when it happens and it's like a phrase, especially in a funny way, I'll still give you some eyebrows. I gave eyebrows. Somebody said something about keeping it up during the bombcast today, and I gave the camera a look. Don't everybody, I haven't forgotten.
Dat boy Jerry says, Mike, I like you and Andy from Kinda Funny geeking out over Lord of the Rings during the race Friday. If I send both you and him a Lord of the Rings quiz, would you win?
I'm not sure. I'm not as well versed as I used to be. There was a time where I was very into all of that stuff, right? I've fallen off a little bit. I think I might still have a chance, though. Lord of the Rings are still definitely my favorite movies. Might still actually be my favorite, like, fiction books, too, as well. I do like it a lot, but, like, I'm not as well. I don't remember my, Fiendways and all the Silmarillion stuff as much as I used to, or Book of Unfinished Tales. And all the Valar and the Luvatar and all that kind of stuff. So, although it depends what's in there. It depends how much of it is movie based or book based. I don't know. I think I do okay.
Let's see here, Simon from Saskatchewan with our last super chat for now. Who on GB Giant Bomb will be the first to put mugs on sale? I think it'll be all of us except for Mike tied because we'll work together to get it on there. When he probably on a day where he takes one day off and it'll be the biggest mistake he's ever made.
It's it's like those like 90s hacking scenes. Like you guys will be putting them on, I'll be taking them off.
Yeah.
And I'll be clacking the keyboard so fast. You won't keep up with me.
The camera will be spinning around you in a 360. Like it'll be so tense and dramatic. Oh man,
that'd be great. Yeah, I'll be played by Paul Giamatti all of a sudden.
Oh shit. Oh, I'd love that. Oh man, that'd be great. Paul Giamatti would be a great Mike Minotti in a movie. That does it for the super chats, Mike.
American Splendor too.
Hey, also from the Cleveland-ish area. Yeah,
that's right. There you go. All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Chef. Let's take another break. We're going to do a Mount Rushmore here. Mount Rushmore of Rogue-likes to celebrate the release of Hades 2. All sorts of roguelikes actually popping off right now. So, yeah, we'll be right back, everyone. All right, we are back. Jeff, we're going to do a Mount Rushmore here in Last Nintendogs tonight since Hades 2.
I love those.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Hades 2 is out. It's not even necessarily a Super Nintendo specific one, but related. A lot of these games are out on Nintendo consoles. But yeah, let's talk about.
God, you said Super Nintendo related one, as in like very Nintendo, and I was just so confused for like a whole 6 seconds. I just was so lost.
I'm so sorry, Jeff.
Thank you.
Just bad language.
Apology accepted. I'm glad you understand how you messed up. I appreciate that.
That's my bad, everybody. I promise it won't happen again.
Okay, shrew.
Boy, it's funny how this genre just has kind of popped off so much in the last decade.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, what let's kind of start. Like, what to you was when you first were playing one of these games and was kind of aware of this style of game?
Yeah. It was Spelunky. Spelunky, I was reviewing it when I was working at GamesBeat, and I had caught wind that people are into Spelunky, and I tried it, and I began to understand it, even if I didn't love Spelunky. I think over time, my appreciation for Spelunky has certainly grown, but I definitely remember being like, I don't know, this character it sucks to play as this character. You got this like tiny little whip. It goes like 6 inches away from your body. When you whip, it feels terrible. But everything else about it, like learning the world and all these things, I don't know. It definitely stuck with me in a big way. And the reality is, like, we should have had roguelikes in abundance for a very long time, because it's really the follow-up, the successor to arcade-style gameplay of, you were putting quarters into the thing to try to keep it going, but a lot of times you would just go back to the arcade machine later and start over, use what you learned to try to get further on the same amount of money. And it's like, those games were never really built to work that way. They kind of were built to hurt you in the same way each time, so that the runs would last a certain amount of time, so they can get someone new on the machine, or so you had to put more money in the machine. And then when games came home, adapting the arcade style of gameplay to people at home, they were like, you know what? Instead of trying to figure that out, let's just go in this other way of building these adventures that are linear with like very detailed and precise progression. And we're all like, oh yeah, that's what a game should be like at home. And we didn't realize it's like, oh, we were missing something by abandoning some of the pathos, their ethos of an arcade game. And roguelikes sort of eventually stepped into that space and said, no, there is something totally more valuable about, or equally valuable about, just like giving people a way to go in a run and then starting over, use what you learned, and seeing if you're actually better. And if we built a game around this idea, it could be just as good as anything else. And here we are, and I think it's a very well-accepted genre at this point. I mean, obviously it is, but I think there's a lot of people who just see roguelikes still and dismiss it, but I think every day that erodes a little bit more, and more people are like, you know what, that's just yet another genre that I will show up for occasionally when one really catches my eye.
So Spelunky was August 8th, 2013. Rogue Legacy was June 27th, 2013, and that's the first one that I really played. I think I got it on like the Xbox One digitally and just was playing through it. I was like, wow, this is such a neat concept, a neat way to play a game. Is that I die and I make a little progression just by making my character stronger, but each run is different, blah, blah, blah. I had no idea that Binding of Isaac was 2011, that original version of it. That's pretty
Spelunky
early.
goes back to like 2008. The HD version came out in 2012. That's the one I reviewed. I reviewed the one in 2012.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Then I thought that game was older than that.
Right.
So Spelunky, wow, okay, so that makes sense. So yeah, these things were slowly popping off there. I think I didn't play much of Binding of Isaac or Spelunky, so that's why Rogue Legacy was really when I thought of it. So of those three forebears, I mean, I was a little bad about Binding of Isaac because people talk about that game. It's almost like hushed tones. Like, gosh, every time I listen to the besties, they love it.
Yep.
And a couple times I've tried to get into it, I've struggled, I have to admit.
I've never really tried it, and I should, because I agree. And like, even when I look up this stuff as we were like planning to do this, it's like Binding of Isaac gets credit for a lot of like popularizing I can't say that word, roguelike elements. And it's like, oh, I just didn't even think about it in those terms. I thought it was and another one, but it's like, no, for a lot of people, it was that game. And that's like impressive because what that game was also like Edward McMillan, right? And he did like Super Meat Boy.
Right.
So a guy did Super Meat Boy and Binding of Isaac. And these are like very foundational games to indie gaming.
Yeah, they're very important. Should we include all three of these as potential George Washingtons? Even though but neither of us have super affinity for Binding of Isaac or even Spelunky. They're clearly important for roguelikes. They're definitely Mount Rushmore worthy.
Yes, so Binding of Isaac. What did I do here? Yes, Binding of Isaac, Spelunky, and what now?
Rogue Legacy.
Right. Okay. There we go.
Boy, it was weird how nobody really cared about Rogue Legacy 2 when that came out like a few years ago.
Yeah,
I'm sure it probably did fine, but it didn't get talked about that much.
It definitely did not have. It was not like Silksong. It was not like Hades 2. And it's like I guess I don't know exactly what happened there. I was not a big Rogue Legacy guy, so I just could not explain what it like. If it missed a mark, that one was like. That was like the first one that was very much like, this is gonna kind of play Castlevania, everybody. I was like, hell yeah, I like that. So yeah, makes sense to me. All right, what else would you like to add on there, Jeff? Yeah, Dead Cells, Mike.
Man, I'm good. I was thinking about this, like, oh god, am I kind of a stinker about a bunch of these? I swear I like roguelikes, maybe not quite as much as you do. And I like Dead Cells. I beat a run of it, and then I was kind of done with it. And then even when they kept making content for this, and even when they did the Castlevania one, I didn't have enough juice to even get through that. But I don't think Dead Cells is a bad game. It's obviously a very good game. I understand why some people like you like it a lot.
Yeah, when did you play it? Like when like right around when it came out, or a little bit later?
At least when, I don't know, whenever it was on Switch 2. It was relatively shortly after it came out on Switch 2. It's certainly its release year.
On Switch 2?
Which one?
Or Switch 1, you mean?
Switch 1, excuse me. Excuse me.
Yes. Okay, cool. Yes. I played it like right as it came out, and it was so difficult in that first like month before they adjusted the difficulty. And getting through a first run at that point was such a challenge and such a thing to be overcome. That I was like very excited about it, played it for like 80 hours in a week. And then I didn't play it much after that. You're right, I didn't play a lot of the other content, but yeah, it feels so good to play. I don't know like how amazing the roguelike side of it is. Like it's pretty good. But it's not like so much better than any other roguelike or anything like that. And yet I still want to like consider it for this list. It'll be on here, but I'd love to hear what else you have.
Yeah, why don't we do Balatro?
Yeah, for sure.
Was plot that's so big. It's almost created a kind of side genre of roguelikes where it's like roguelikes based on more normal games, right? Because we had the kind of we had the slot machine roguelike, we had the coin pusher roguelike, we had Nubby's Number Factory, the pachinko roguelike, or the Peggle roguelike, if you will. But yeah, just like turning poker into a roguelike in this really fun way and adding a neat aesthetic vibe to it. Gosh, I feel like I played a ton of Balatro, and I know people who played like 10 times as much as I did. It was a game you could just absolutely lose yourself into. It was super cool.
Yeah, that is a hallmark of the genre of you could play a ton of it, and then there's going to be people who like just give their whole life to it and play for 10,000 hours or something like that. Yeah, that's true of my next one, which is Into the Breach, which, I guess is there a chance that we should like explain like what makes a roguelike, Mike? Because we haven't really done that yet.
Yeah. Does the distinction between roguelike or roguelite matter to you much? Because I don't think about it too much anymore.
Not much. There's definitely people who be stinkers about that and be like, a roguelike needs to be pretty much exactly like Rogue. And then there's other people like, no, a roguelike is a game where there is a run-based system and you don't make any meta progression. And then a roguelite is where there is overall meta progression and your character can get stronger from run to run, but it is still run-based. For me, it's all in the same bucket. I'm not making too many distinctions between one or the other. I like to know about those distinctions before I go into a game. But yeah, I'm not thinking about that all too much. But yes, basically it's a run-based thing where it's like when you die, you go back to the beginning and you start the run over. and maybe you have some overall progression, maybe you don't. But yeah, that's what we're going for here. So Into the Breach is a turn-based tactical strategy game that is a roguelike, and it's one of the best ever made. It's so good. What makes it excellent is because it is run-based, they can make it a little bit more challenging. And because it's so challenging, they're comfortable giving you all of the information about what is going to happen each turn. So they show you what the enemies are going to do, and you only have limited resources, and you kind of have to use everything at your disposal to try to get through each and every turn. And there's only 5 turns per round, I think. I think it's 5 turns. You're trying to get out of each turn with the enemy doing 0 damage. You're just trying to outlast them. So you could sit there on a turn for 30 minutes trying to find the magical move you can make to mitigate everything that the enemy is doing. You have perfect information, and when you figure it out, when you have that breakthrough, it is so awesome, so crucial. You just feel like a god, and that happens constantly in that game. And then eventually you will probably mess up, get to a point where like you can't figure anything out. You can restart the whole day, get one more chance, try to do it again. And eventually you just have to like get good enough and kind of figure out the team that you're working with, the units that you have, to sort of unlock new abilities or figure out new strategies and get through a run. And it's a really amazing thing when you finally do. Into the Breach, one of the best tactical strategy games ever made.
I think I would like Slay the Spire to be considered. A game I've only finally just played, and boy, did I get it. And, kind of like how Balatro maybe created a subgenre. I think this was the first one to popularize the deck building roguelike, which, just works really well for this kind of game. Just, going on a run, seeing what cards you're going to get, what kind of build you're going to make, how far you can get, having a bit of a meta progression system. It feels so good. We've had more like these. Like, I played Monster Train 2 this year, and I liked it. But it's almost like, boy, I think Slay the Spire actually kind of just found almost everything you need for this, and adding too much more than that it's almost a little bit of bloat to me. I think Slay the Spire just, absolutely
super refined,
did everything right. It's like somehow already super refined. But boy, I enjoy that. It's a game I would like to go back and do more runs of, which whenever, just people just go back to this game all the time still. Bailey, when she's streaming a lot of times, just playing Slay the Spire still, and I absolutely understand why now.
I will go with FTL, Faster Than Light. This is another early roguelike game for me. This is one where it was so built into the lore of the game that you start the run over, where it's like when you die, it's like there's something that like zaps you back to the beginning. And I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about it as a roguelike game, but later it's like as the genre matured and I was recognizing, it's like, oh, this game's like Faster Than Light. This game's like Faster Than Light. FTL is another one of these it's kind of similar to Into the Breach, where it's like you're managing a crew and you're going from node to node, and you're trying to mitigate any damage, just trying to outlast the enemies on these runs so you can get to the final spaceship. The thing with FTL was getting to that final spaceship on that final node was so intimidating because it was basically impossible for so long. You had to have the perfect run. And yet, I don't know, the music, the gameplay, it was a really, really good game. FTL is definitely like foundational for me in this genre.
How about Hades?
Yeah, how about Hades?
Boy, that's a good one. Just feels so freaking good. And, it's funny because Supergiant Games has made top-down action RPGs, right? Like Bastion and Transistor, they're very good. And it's like, just making that a roguelike, that helps a lot. But, there's so much more to it than that because they were so smart with the roguelike systems. I think Hades and Hades 2 still have the best meta progression. You just always feel like you're building towards something or unlocking something new or seeing more story stuff, or this is happening to your base, you're getting this weapon, and that they do that aspect of the roguelike better than anybody else. And then even outside of the roguelike mechanics, just the arts and the gameplay, it just is all pristine.
Hades is just one where it's like, oh, they are bringing ideas to roguelites. They are they see an opportunity here to introduce the genre and introduce this very satisfying gameplay loop to new people by really focusing on the story that can still be linear. And I think that unlocked a lot of people's brains. It's like, oh, I was not against the idea of kind of doing the same thing over again. I just needed to feel some sort of hook and continuance from run to run, and Hades nailed that. I mean, still better than anything else until Hades 2 now.
Yeah.
It is kind of, it's almost like like insane to see. It's like, how did they even make this game? How do you make a game that can just account for everything that a player's done, and these characters will comment on stuff that you've done, and it all fits, it all makes sense. It's really impressive, and then it just happens to have some of the, the best, like top-down action gameplay that you could possibly imagine. Boy, that's a fantastic game. Like I don't have too many more. I think I think I would probably consider Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, Vampire Survivors should probably be considered, huh?
Yeah, I like that game a whole bunch.
And that's like another one. It's like there's actually this kind of new like genre of
yes.
I don't know what you call it. Move around.
I think Gerstmann calls them ass games, automatic shooters, something.
Simulators?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I like that a lot. But yeah, Vampire Survivors is one where it's like, oh yeah, like this is, a run-based thing where it's it's Smash TV. It's Smash TV as a run-based game, which, Smash TV kind of was. But it's like now add some progression on top of that. What a good game. Yeah. And there's a reason it spawned a million clones and a million imitators and now a whole new genre clearly unto itself. Auto shooting survival. Yes, that's what it is. Ass games.
That's it. That's funny. Blueprints is probably too new. Sorry, Christian. Blueprints is probably too new, but boy, do I like it a lot. And of all the, there's so many roguelikes that are like this genre, but a roguelike. There's something about being like Myst, but a roguelike that, boy, I think that's neat, and they made that work somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think like if someone's like, "Hey, is Geometry Wars a roguelike because it's run based?" It's like, well, no, like all these games have endings. All these games have an ending that you're trying to work toward. So yeah, it's a little bit. I guess Vampire Survivors. Well, no, Vampire Survivors does. Like, yeah, like there's something that you're actually trying.
Counts. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's a little bit. There's a little bit of a difference there. Okay. Anything else from you, Mike?
I think that's it for me. Yeah.
Okay. So here's what we have for audio listeners: Binding of Isaac, Spelunky, Rogue Legacy, Dead Cells, Balatro, Into the Breach, Slay the Spire, FTL Faster Than Light, Hades, Vampire Survivors, and Blueprints.
Just talk about some ones maybe missing.
Please.
Yeah. I see some people talk about Inscription. I haven't played Inscription, but I mean, I think that, Slay the Spire predates that, and it's kind of similar. And to me, it's just a bit more notable, right? I don't know.
I like the Inscription a lot, but it's definitely one that I really enjoyed in the moment. And then as I moved past it, it's like, yeah, that one had some fun tricks, but it didn't leave as much of an impression on me as it did other people.
What about Returnal?
Returnal's a really good game that is just hurt by its comparison to the other roguelite that year, which was Hades. Hades does everything Returnal's doing, but better. Not just the storytelling, but like literally the idea of an action roguelike is you want to build a dumb-ass build. You want to get a dumb build where it's like, oh my God, I just broke the game, and this feels so different than the thing I just had. And then the next run, maybe you don't get something that is as broken or as dumb, but it's different, and it feels unique. And that has always been my major criticism of Returnal is no matter what build you get, the runs feel very much the same. And that does not mean it's a bad game. I do think it's a good game. It has a lot of good stuff going for it. Those, that 3D bullet hell run and gun shooter aspect, it kind of does that better than just about anything other than maybe up until Risk of Rain 2, which I think probably actually does do it better. It's really solid, but it's not Mount Rushmore.
Do you want to talk about any of the kind of pro roguelite era games like Toe Jim and Earl or Sheeran and the Wanderer or Mystery Dungeon, anything like that?
I mean, I don't think that's what we're talking about when we're talking about this anymore. I think that is something separate to a certain degree. There's a lot of other like just straight up roguelikes. There's like Brogue or whatever, or NetHack, things like that, which were very much like, hey, we're just going to take what Rogue is, do it again, do it slightly different. But I think there is a reason that we are focusing mostly on this, modern idea of a roguelike.
Like, I see some people in chat say Caves of Cud, and I haven't played that yet, but I know it's coming to Switch or
need to play it.
and once it's out.
Caves of Grubb.
Caves of Cud.
Yeah, I'll play it on the
Caves
website
of
of some
Grubb.
at some point. People have been asking me to play it for a while, and I still have not.
All right, Jeff. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Christian.
Darkest Dungeon, I think, is like one of the best ones.
I like Darkest Dungeon a good bit. It just never, I never loved it. That was me though.
Sorry if you talked it already. I wasn't here.
No.
Yeah,
We didn't bring it up. We didn't bring it up. There was, we didn't bring up Risk of Rain all that much. There at the very end. Noita. I don't know how to. I don't know if that's it. Noita. That's a game I want to spend some time with. That I've not played it. It's like that 2D physics based, like, oh, there's like a thing of sand and you can like knock it down and the sand will fall down and mix with something else and have a chemical reaction and things like that. And apparently it's also a roguelike. I've not played it. And so, yeah, that's just going to be hard to consider something like that. And you mentioned Monster Train, right? So, yeah, those are the other ones I might have brought up at this point, but here we are. I think our list is good so far. We do have, we did mention a bunch of George Washingtons, Binding of Isaac, Spelunky, Rogue Legacy. We can include all three of these, but what are you thinking, Mike?
It's funny because like I like Rogue Legacy the most of them, and yet I think it's maybe the least Mount Rushmore of the three of them too at the same time.
Yeah.
And even though I don't care about Spelunky or Binding of Isaac that much, I feel like one of them should be there, huh?
I would personally do Spelunky, but that's definitely my orbit. Like the people I was talking to and the people I was following were all so into Spelunky in that moment.
Yeah.
And so I would put it up there. I'm not sure if that's correct, but it feels right to me.
And it's 2008, so it's even earlier than Binding of Isaac. So I think maybe Spelunky makes it in as the George Washington.
Okay, that sounds good to me. All right, so we're putting over for now. Okay, so then where do you go to next, Mike?
Yeah, it's there's like a few that I really think should be there probably. I think Balatro already has kind of cemented its space in there for me.
I'm with you on that. It's just, I mean, it's the big thing about being on a Mount Rushmore is being influential, and Balatro's influence is immediately apparent, just instantly apparent. It is everywhere already, and it should be. They just discovered, the Joker system. That's just going to be showing up in every game in a little bit here. That's going to be in like fucking Call of Duty here pretty soon.
You're right. You're absolutely right. That's a good way of putting it. How about you? Which one would you want to move over?
Yeah, I mean, it probably is just Hades. It's kind of hard to overlook Hades at this point. And then I think then we have like a conversation for what's the fourth spot. I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about Hades being on there?
I think Hades is absolutely in. I think it's the most, maybe it's sequel, but the sequel is very similar in a lot of ways. I think it's the most refined that it's gotten. I think it's gotten the meta progression super well. They're all video games, but Hades is the one that feels the most like a video game, like in a traditional way that I like. Not that roguelikes need to be that, but it does such a good of being both things somehow. It's impressive.
All right, then that leaves us with at least one spot, unless we were to knock something else off, which I don't think we're going to do. And for consideration, that would be Dead Cells, Into the Breach, Slay the Spire, FTL, Vampire Survivors, or Blueprints, which I think we were saying it was maybe a bit too new, and I think that's probably right.
A bit too new. So Blueprints, probably not much of a chance there. It's great. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
If it was on my top 4, it'd be in there easily. I mean, I'll be honest that the one that I gravitate to personally is Slay the Spire. I think its quality is incredible, and I think it stands out from the other ones for being the one to pioneer the deck builder roguelike, which is a huge subgenre of this kind of game now, right?
Yep.
So I think it just kind of has a very nice, cozy spot there. Maybe Vampire Survivors is one I could hear an argument for, but for me, it's Slay the Spire.
Yeah, I think I feel pretty similar about for Dead Cells, Into the Breach, kind of like, they could all be up there, but
sure.
It probably is Slay the Spire. That's the one where it's like, oh, that one just comes up constantly still. It's not one I've played. I need to play it. I need
It's
to correct
so good.
that. Yes.
Yeah, boy. That's part of my 2019 apology tour, and I just took to it immediately. I was kind of like, boy, it's funny because I kind of miss my Hearthstone days a bit, and I'm like, this is a better way of recapturing that than trying to buy Hearthstone digital card backs in 2025.
Yep, for sure. Okay, so I think our Mount Rushmore of Roguelikes is Spelunky, Balatro, Hades, and Slay the Spire. Does that sound right to you, Mike Minotti?
It does, and I know it leaves some big names off, but
of course,
you have to make tough decisions with a Mount Rushmore for sure.
That's just how it goes sometimes, for sure. All right, good work. I think we have done good work here, Mike Minotti. Any final thoughts about roguelikes before we move on? I'm going to post this onto Blue Sky right now.
Yeah, it's like we get a bunch of these. We had a lot of them this year with Hades 2. Rogue Prince of Persia was actually really good, better than I was expecting. Nuppy's Number Factory is one that actually somehow might sneak into my top 10 this year. I actually really liked that one. Even though we seem like we're getting so much of these that we should get sick of them, I don't get sick of them because you can still make the games distinct from each other. It's just it'd be like saying that you're sick of a game that has a map. I don't know, right?
Yep.
It's kind of just a tool.
1,000,000%.
The games themselves can still feel distinct just because they're roguelikes.
Yep, it would be like getting sick of action games at this point. It is
exactly right.
Yep, it really is just its own thing, and there's a million ways to riff on it. Obviously, I do see like one person like in chat like, Hades doesn't seem to fit. Hades just is like such the game that really explains roguelikes to the mass audience. It's the one that just makes it make sense to the point where I think Hades 2 is just really going to be one that everyone sort of gets on and is like, oh, I get this genre now. Like you can. That's Returnal, but Returnal just had the scale of being a PlayStation 5 game that helped. I think Hades is the really good version of that.
And Returnal was after Hades.
Yep.
I see some people asking about Outer Wilds. I know that's kind of run based. I don't really know if that's a rogue. It has roguelike elements.
It's a time loop game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a time loop thing. Exactly.
Like we're not talking about God, what was that? Time loop, death loop. Like death loop. Like there's definitely some similarities. There's some crossover, but I think we all kind of can feel a difference between roguelikes and a time loop game. But I don't know if you want to like lump them all together. I also get that. I completely understand. Either way. This is our list. Spelunky, Balatro, Hades, and Slay the Spire. All right, Mike. Back to you.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much, Jeff. Let's take one more break. We'll come back, talk about any Switch games, Nintendo games we've been playing. Probably going to mean Hades too. See you all in a moment. All right, we're back. Jeff, what have you been playing?
Yeah, it's actually still quite a bit of Silksong. Now, I've been like getting to it here and there, a lot of baby steps. So I did just recently get to Act 3. I was like cleaning up a bunch of other stuff, like doing all like the town missions, but then I kept finding some other ones from like little freaks all around the place, and I was cleaning those up, and I was trying to get all the tools, things like that. But yeah, I got to Act 3. They found a new system of fast travel pretty quickly. That was fucking cool. Just, God, man, what an incredible game. It's so much bigger than you think. And it never stops being fun to explore. And I don't know. I'm just like, it feels like I wish I would have had this game as a kid. It would have been my entire life. I mean, it's my whole life right now. But like, I want to hand this off to an 8-year-old and just say, hey, this is what video games can be. You have no idea. Just go and explore this world, and it's going to be your everything.
I respect you so much, Jeff, because my brothers were both kind of like, oh yeah, I dropped Silksong pretty fast when Hades 2 was out. I was like, look, you can like talk about how you're putting it to the side to play Hades 2. Don't act like you're never going back to Silksong, you weak cowards. I respect this position of yours much more, Jeff. Because I'll talk about Hades 2 in a moment, which I love, but I still think about Silksong a ton. I just absolutely adore that game. So, you did the first boss in Act 3, which was a pretty good boss, and it's even just it's kind of right away like, hey, gonna get even a little harder now, actually, if you can believe it. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yes, yeah, that one was one. It's like, okay, I was like in such a mode with that game. It's like, okay, I two-shotted that and felt really good about that. And it's like, okay, recently I like have been getting better at the bosses because it's like I am like being more patient. Honestly, playing baby steps might be helping. Where it's like it's okay to like stand back and breathe and not throw myself at everything like I'm a complete asshole. So I've been having some better luck with boss fights here recently. But it's like everything else. Every other minor enemy getting much more difficult in some ways has been interesting. So the world feels even more dangerous, but it just feels alive. Like going and talking to these NPCs and seeing the world change and Hornet sort of being like frustrated with all the NPCs. Like everything just feels so vibrant and real and realized. I love this game. It is so good. Every time I pick up the Switch 2 and I do think about like, hey, I got that Nicktoons game or whatever, I should download that, and I'll pick it up to download that, and it's like, oh wait, Silksong's still on. I'm just gonna play some of that, and then it's an hour later and I've played a bunch more. It's kind of perfect. I wouldn't change a thing about it.
Do you think you're going to go back to the first Hollow Knight at some point? Surely not anytime super soon, right? It's so busy, but
yes.
Is that something you'd like to do?
Absolutely, yes, for sure. I'll do that at some point. Yeah, probably if there's some doldrums next year, I'll do it. I'll have it installed on the Steam Deck ready to go. I think it's just like, I could just boot this up at any time and play it. It's just that I know that game's also pretty big and beefy, so it'll be hard to find that time, but I will definitely do that at some point. But I think the plan is going to be like, I will try to get to the end of Act 3 and beat that boss, see whatever the percentage is, but I will 100% this game at some point. I want to really bad.
Cool. So, how much Hades 2 have you done? Have you done any of it on your Switch 2?
Yeah. So that I was playing that on the Switch 2 rather than anywhere else. Although I did get it up on the Steam Deck and kind of going back and forth a little bit. But it's really good on Switch 2, and I've played about 10 hours of that game in total now, and I just think it's the most refined thing you could possibly put out. It's you could just tell that this is a studio that thought a lot about their first game, saw what worked, did more of all of that, and anything else they did, they made sure it was at the level of everything that was in Hades 1, and then like even stepped up above that. I've said it elsewhere, the friendliest game you could possibly make. Everything that you do in that game is accomplishing something. It is working towards some overall progression or some new unlock for the story or for the character, and then it just, of course, it's Hades. So it feels incredible to play. I'm really enjoying it. I kind of can't wait to get through Silksong so I can get back to Hades 2 because it really is. It is that good. How about you?
Yeah, no, I've been absolutely loving it. I had that very long, like 8-hour or whatever stream when it came out, and even though that was 8 hours, went by pretty fast when you're playing Hades 2, and it's still difficult to just not want to keep playing that progression loop of doing a run, and they're beefy runs usually. Then, now there's stuff to do in the base. And now that, I unlock something. I want to see what that's like in the run. It's hard to put down. And then there's so many fun little surprises in the game. People know about going up, I think, and that's a whole other situation. And I started doing a bit more of that recently, and that's really neat. I've beaten the final boss, quote unquote, one time. If you played Hades 1, it's something you need to do that multiple times. I haven't actually done it another time yet, and I've kind of been messing around a bit with some other things. Just kind of, I haven't messed with the system that can make the runs more difficult in exchange for more rewards. So there's still so much to explore there. I still have a lot of character relationships I'm working on. I unlocked the hot springs, so that's fun. They're just very, very good at this, Jeff. It's just a hard game to not think about and not want to constantly be playing.
Yeah, and really the central hook still is the fact that story is linear. Like nothing about that is going to reset every time you're dead. So I think there's so many people for whom they do play games for characters and story, and this game is one of the best one of those. It really is. Like, you just feel, you get to know these characters. You go on a run, you come back, you go to your home base, you're probably going to see a lot of the same characters you just saw last time, and if you don't, there's a good reason for it, and like that's mysterious and interesting for other reasons, and that is such a strong gravitational pull forward that you're going to have, like, even if you don't get into the loop of oh, I unlocked this new thing, so I could try that on the next run. So let's go do a run. Oh, I did that run, so I got those resources, so I can go back and unlock something back in town. Even if that doesn't sound appealing, which I think it probably does, that's just a very human thing of, that tickles some part of my brain. The characters, the story, the relationships are so strong and so well done that I just see most people coming to this and being won over by it, even if they are extremely skeptical of roguelikes in general.
And there's just so many fun details. Like, at one point I was in the camp, and Hecate was just doing a chant at the cauldron, like trying to like evoke the shades for help. And I walked over there. I was like, oh, I can push a button and join in this weird witch chant. I'm like, this is super cool. I love the witchy vibe of it is really fun. It does give, even though it's still all Greek mythology, it's a very different flavor of that stuff. There's a little bit Macbeth witchness to it that I enjoy quite a bit. I'm like, yeah, that's a good flavor to add here for sure.
Yeah, I like witches. One of my favorite things is like as a man or as men, I don't think we've grown too much. Like, I still see a bunch of women together. I'm like, they could be witches, but I think that's cool, and I don't want to burn them anymore. I just think that's awesome, and that rules. So having this game like really lean into those vibes is fun.
The cross save stuff between the Switch and Steam versions is works really well, and it's so easy. Sometimes that stuff can be annoying. They do it awesome here, so super easy to just go between those two.
I mean, that speaks to like the studio thinking of everything and doing things themselves and having the time and the budget to do stuff like that, because it's all in game. They're not like layering any sort of third-party API on top of that. They built the API into the game. So it's like you don't have to like close the game and wait for the Switch to do something in the cloud and then that sends it over to Steam. It's like, no, the Steam stuff's just right there. There's other games that have done that before, but not a lot of other indie games have done that before. And I just think that speaks to them being like, we have had all the success in the world with the last game. Let's spare no expense in making this a seamless experience in every way. They really nailed it.
Silksong and Hades 2 have kind of saved the Switch 2's launch year lineup a little bit. Not that it would have been terrible, but I mean, boy, these two games and some other things that are still popping off, like Evil's Chronicles, I think it helps a lot. I don't know if I've been playing my Switch 2 very much in September if it wasn't for these two, and instead it was, once again, my most played console.
Yeah, but it's like, these are the games that just thrive on the Switch. Like, this is not like an us thing. This is an everybody thing. Everybody shows up for these games on the Switch, to the point where Hades in 1.0 is on Steam, because it was in early access on Steam, and it's only also on Switch. And it's not. You don't hear a lot of people like, I'm gonna wait till it's somewhere else. No, they're just gonna get it on Switch.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. All right, so tons of Hades 2. I'm looking forward to Evil's Chronicles. I'm looking forward to Mario Galaxy 2. So tons of stuff to be playing Nintendo-wise here very soon. Do we have any more Super Chats, Jeff, before we get out of here?
Yeah, we got a handful more in here. Let me go ahead and see where we left off. I think we are at Allie Miracle here, who says, do you... Oh, I just lost it because YouTube is just a fantastic website.
It's not YouTube.
Yeah. Wait, what? It's not YouTube? What did I do wrong? Oh, Allie Miracle says, do you think Paul Giamatti likes Mega Man?
I was joking, Jeff. I said not YouTube.
Okay, I got you.
Don't worry. It was definitely YouTube. I feel like there's a 95% chance that Paul Giamatti does not know who Mega Man is.
Yeah, it's probably pretty unlikely. Did you ever see that? I think it's Chris. He's a comedian. Either way, he had a show on IFC, and he had a famous celebrity in a box, and all the other guests on the show had to guess who it was, and he got to ask questions, and he could only knock on the box to answer. And he kept saying, like, were you in the MCU? And he knocked on the box, and the people, like, they guessed like everybody, and they couldn't figure it out. And it was Paul Giamatti, and he confused them because he was saying he was Rhino in that Spider-Man movie, and he thought that was part of the MCU.
Oh no, Paul Giamatti!
So he had to be. He had to be in a box on that show for the Chris Gephardt show or something. He had to be in a box for a very long time. It's an incredible thing. Everyone should go watch that on YouTube. It's a lot of fun. The Jam says, have you guys seen Mars Attacks in early access? It's a park builder game where you experiment on your human captives for the Mars Attacks aliens' pleasure. No, I think I've heard about it, but I've not really looked into it all that much. That sounds really fun.
Yeah, concept sounds neat. I
I know.
Heavily
Say
dislike the Mars Attacks movie, though.
Uh-huh. You don't, and like you straight up like don't like the aliens, right? Like you don't like looking at them.
Yes. I don't like looking at them. They kind of scared me as a kid, and I think they're still sort of gross and mean. So yeah, it's wild that they actually have a licensed Mars Attack game in 2025. I respect that, maybe.
Yeah, I'm interested in this. I'll probably check that out.
It looks kind of cheap. not gonna be mean to
It
this
looks
game.
like
It doesn't
Sim Park. Yeah, right. Like
Yeah.
or Sim Theme Park or whatever. It doesn't look much more graphically pretty
appealing.
than that.
I'm okay with that.
It has very positive reviews, so
Yeah.
maybe it's
Reno says, reminder that Paul Giamatti is in the Ratchet and Clank movie. So there you go.
fuck yeah, he is.
That's right. He was Chairman Black or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Prinny Dude says, I'm feeling a bit smug having played Immortal Phoenix Rising and knowing who some of the new characters and bosses are in Hades 2. If you know, you know. That's right. God, what was the original name of that? Gods and Monsters?
I almost forgot for a moment.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Gosh. God. That was one of the worst name changes ever.
Immortal Phoenix Rising is probably the best Breath of the Wild like clone, like the one that's like trying to be the most like that game. It's like a decent game for Ubisoft. Good job.
It's pretty good, but the worst part was the writing. They
yes.
You know, it was one of the most. It's such a cautionary tale of, hey, look, if you're trying to be funny, you better be funny, because otherwise that is very painful for everybody involved.
Right. I can't remember who the two gods were that were kind of like heckling you.
Prometheus and Zeus.
That's right. God, man, what a bad choice. Corey Close says, Jeff, I also lost my cat Toby last week. Oh, I'm so sorry. Somewhat suddenly.
So sorry.
Keep thinking I see him around the house, but he's not there. Thinking of you and your girls. Yeah, it's that's been the thing, is going to spots in the house where I expect him to be, but also like when we have the new kitten, and I will like maybe out of the corner of my eye see him, and I'll be like, oh, Nico's waddling toward me, and that kind of hits real hard for sure. I'm sorry about Toby, Corey, and thinking of your family as well. Chris Pratt says, so excited that my favorite Sonic All-Stars racing character is running for Congress. Chris Pratt, your timing's impeccable.
wait. Is Danica Patrick running for Congress?
It's got to be, right?
It has to be.
I bet she's got. I bet she has awesome opinions.
I don't think so. I mean, who else could it be? Wreck-It Ralph?
Sonic, okay. What other characters? Is there like a play on one of the names? Maybe, I don't know.
Does it somebody sound like a Shenmue or something? Chris Pratt, elaborate.
Yeah, explain yourselves, Chris Pratt. Shaggy Crow says,
Hatsune Miku.
Hatsune Miku is running for Congress.
Hatsune Miku, Congress. Let's
I'll vote for her.
Oh, Chris Pratt yells in chat, it's Danica Patrick.
Okay.
In Arizona.
I Googled Arizona. Okay. Good luck, Danica.
Good luck, Arizona. Shaggy Crow says Slay the Spire is great on phones. Yeah, I've heard that before. I would still probably just play it on my Switch.
I bet it's also great with mouse controls.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Remember playing solitaire on your computer? Yeah,
that's good stuff.
Yeah, any roguelike in my phone is a problem that I don't want to have.
Yeah, I'm at a point now where it's like the thought of loading up a game on my phone and watching the battery go down is actually giving me anxiety. So I don't need to do that with my life. I have a Switch for that reason.
One of the things that has disappointed me about my new phone, I was like, well, 3 years. I think they even said that battery's supposed to be better. Let's go. That battery feels no different to me somehow.
Every time, same over on the Android side, Mike. Every time it's like, man, these batteries don't seem as good as they should be. This next one, they said they got all kinds of new technology to improve that. I don't feel it. All of it. By the end of the night, it's completely dead. I need to charge it again.
I am still automatically running in power save mode at all times.
Yeah.
So I feel better, actually, and I hate that.
All right, that does it for the Super Chats, Mike.
And that does it for our show. That was fun stuff. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. Everybody, we got some fun stuff popping off on Giant Bomb this week. That includes a brand new season of Blight Club, starring one Dan Reichert. That's going to be a fun time. That's happening tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to be there for a new season of Blight club. I will also be playing Mario Galaxy 2 starting about 5 p.m. Pacific on Thursday nights when that's the day that comes out on Switch too. So if you're interested in some more Nintendo goodness, be sure to hang out with us for that. And yeah, UPF, we're going to do a Lego Party this week. 4 p.m. Eastern is the plan for that on Friday. And there's Game Mess mornings every day. We got some quick looks coming out this week as well. Voicemail Dump Truck still popping off. All sorts of fun times ahead for everybody. Dan Reichert asks, is the game based off a TV show involving beards?
Yeah, I like this in chat. Lucky is a Danily guy. Yeah.
What if it was Family Guy this time?
Bye, everybody.
Community game night for Left 4 Dead 2. Check the Discord on Saturday.
Good call. Bye, everyone.
Oh, we bust a quick one out. Like, oops, it's 4 a.m.